Welcome back, everybody. We're here this week to talk about blog post number 5, The Overlooked Secret to Success. I hope you're ready. I sure am. Everyone's an entrepreneur these days. I can barely even spell the word, but I still would call myself that, at least at some point in time in my career. But what does that exactly mean? And I know that we can all define things differently. We can Google it, whatever. But let's just think about this. I'm sure everyone out there knows somebody that's an entrepreneur. Is it somebody that's rich with all the things? And yes, I just said that, all the things. Maybe it's somebody that's poor and has 15 side hustles trying to make ends meet. I've been there, still am. Maybe it's just a sexy title for people that had a vision with big ideas, but maybe limited action. And that may not be necessarily a bad on their part. Maybe it was just timing. At the end of the day, here's, in my opinion, what an entrepreneur is. It's a person, just like you and I, that has a goal, that has a vision, and is set out to create change. Seems pretty simple to me. And there's lots of variations to that. So, it's simple. The secret to success is this. Are you ready? Because it's a secret, so you can't tell anyone. Solutions. I cannot tell you how many times I've walked into meetings, people are finger pointing, or people have superiority or competitive natures about them, and they just don't want to work together. So it was always been my passion and drive to go in, observe what the issues at hand are, get them all laid out, and then you can't always worry about the past. I mean, obviously the past is important, so you understand what did and didn't work, but from that point forward, you have to develop solutions, and you have to develop viable solutions that meet not only the customer's need, but the long-term need for the business. So, finding a problem and developing ways to solve it. You can't do it by yourself, I can promise you that. I tried doing that, didn't turn out well. So you can probably ask anybody that's gone into business for themselves or gone into business as a joint venture or perhaps with a corporation. You cannot do it by yourself. If you think you don't have problems, let me tell you, you're setting yourself up for failure. Everything can look like rainbows and unicorns, but I can assure you there is always a deeply rooted something that's worth solving. If you don't have any problems, I'm happy to share some of mine with you. Happy to do that. So let's think about this. Life is full of problems. So we have to be open to them. We have to think about them. We have to prioritize what gets put first, middle, second, last, whatever. We have to think about and identify partners, mentors, investors, advocates that are going to help us develop and think through and build these solutions that are going to solve these problems in order to make us successful. So, what gets overlooked exactly when we're thinking about success? What exactly is the problem? Because a lot of times problems can be surface level, or a lot of times the problem is just a simple conflict between two different business units, two different people that, maybe have their egos involved. I don't know. But a lot of times what gets overlooked is the absolute root issue or problem at hand. So if you start solving for issues that aren't as priority as certain other things, you're going to waste time, which means you're going to lose money. The other thing I've run into, and I've done this myself, just for a number of reasons, you just sometimes go with things, yes, got it, is the solution that you're providing or the problem that you're trying to answer truly their problem or the business problem, or is it what you perceive the problem to be? That can send you on a goose hunt in and of itself. And if you're like me, I'm very much so a squirrel person. I was going to show you a little squirrel, but I can very easily get stuck on a lot of different things and then start going down a rabbit hole and in the wrong direction at times. So you really have to think about, and you really have to listen, and you really have to confirm, is this the problem at hand? Okay, yes, let's deliver a solution. So this week I'm going to give you 5 tips towards success. But here's one thing you have to promise me. You got to trust it. Because I spent years backing, my thoughts. I had other people that totally invested in me and backed me, but I didn't trust my journey fully. And I got derailed big time. And I don't want you to do that. You don't have to do that. You've got a lot of great people in your corner that are here to help. So, tip number 1, start small, then grow. Nobody says you have to solve the world's problems today. You're not going to do that. Don't set yourself up for failure. Start small. Identify the things that you can change in the immediate, and then prioritize some of those that are longer term. 2, showcase your solutions. That's great. You can talk a huge game, but until I start seeing action, I just don't know. I don't know if you're going to deliver what you say you can deliver on. So it's an old saying, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. In this case, probably just walk the walk. Number 3, invest in people without motive. I cannot emphasize this enough. If people think they're just getting sold, they're not going to buy from you. You have to develop trust. You have to develop ways that people are going to come to you and see, look, these people are taking the time, they're investing in me, therefore I'm going to invest in them. And it may not be immediate. Sometimes you have to put yourself out there, and sometimes you have to do things for little to no cost. And that's okay, because if you're trying to actually create change and breed true solutions to problems, that's what you got to do. And then you got to trust that journey and know that you may not capture all of them, but people are going to come back. They're going to be loyal, and they're going to invest in you. Number 4, find the right problems to solve. Again, I can't tell you how many times I've gone down rabbit holes, or, the phrase, squirrel. Yeah, I do that all the time. But you got to find the right problems to solve. And it's okay to do it yourself. People are out there all the time making all these videos, how-to tutorials, unboxing. How hard is it to unbox? But you know what? It's how they do it. It's how they present it. It poses a solution to a problem, and it makes you as the consumer want more. Finally, do not get overwhelmed. If you need help, ask. It's as simple as that. Do not follow in my footsteps and try to do this by yourself. That's what we're here for.